They invited me like it was a favor, like I should have been grateful, like my whole life had been leading up to that moment. Except it wasn't a favor. It was a setup. A joke dressed up in gold lettering and fake smiles. You ever been invited somewhere just so people could watch you fail? Yeah, that was me. My name's not important, not anymore. For years, I was the woman people looked through not at. I worked nights cleaning offices downtown, polished floors that reflected lights I could never afford. Emptied trash cans filled with half-eaten lunches that cost more than my groceries for a week. People would walk past me mid-conversation laughing about stock prices, vacations, bonuses, like I wasn't even there. And after a while you stop feeling offended. You just get used to being invisible. That's how it starts. There was one woman, though, who made sure I never forgot where I stood. Her name, well, let's call her Marissa. Married to a tech executive everyone admired. She had that walk, you know, the one chin-up shoulders, back heels clicking like a warning. She didn't just ignore people like me, she enjoyed reminding us we were beneath her. Little comments, little laughs, always loud enough for others to hear. One time she looked at the floor I was mopping and said, "Careful. That tile costs more than you make in a year." Her friends laughed. I kept mopping. Rent was due. Pride doesn't pay bills. Then, one afternoon, she stopped me. Really stopped me. Held out an envelope, thick, cream-colored, sealed like it mattered. Smiled that smile people use right before they twist the knife. "You should come," she said. "Our wedding. Formal, very exclusive." Her friends covered their mouths, trying not to laugh. I took the envelope, said thank you, and felt something sink in my chest. Because I knew. This wasn't kindness. This was entertainment. I was supposed to show up out of place, uncomfortable, so everyone could feel better about themselves. That night, in my tiny apartment, I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at that envelope like it was alive. Part of me wanted to rip it up. Part of me wanted to pretend it never happened. But another part, the quiet one that had been buried for years, kept whispering, "What if this is the moment? What if this is where it changes?" See, before the cleaning job, before the uniforms and the silence, I had another life. One I didn't talk about because it hurt too much. I used to run a nonprofit. Education programs, community outreach, real impact. My parents built something meaningful from nothing. I grew up watching them help people change lives. Then everything collapsed. Bad partnerships, lawsuits, debts that weren't mine but had my name on them. My parents passed within a year of each other. The organization shut down. Friends disappeared. I didn't fall. I vanished. Survival mode does that to you. You shrink. You hide. You take whatever work keeps the lights on. You stop correcting people when they assume you're nothing more than what you're doing to survive. And after long enough, they believe it. So do you. But that envelope, it woke something up. I dug out an old box I hadn't opened in years. Photos, certificates, proof that I was once more than a shadow. My hands were shaking when I picked up the phone and called someone I hadn't spoken to in a decade. An old friend. One of the few who knew who I used to be. When she answered, there was a pause, then disbelief. "Is this really you?" she asked. I said I need help, and I need it now. We didn't plan revenge. That's important. This wasn't about embarrassing anyone. It was about dignity. About walking into a room that wasn't meant for me and refusing to disappear. We chose simplicity. Power without noise. No labels screaming for attention. Just presence. Just confidence. The kind you don't fake. The day of the wedding arrived bright and perfect, the kind of day rich people think they own. The venue looked like something out of a magazine. Luxury cars, champagne-flowing people dressed to impress people they didn't even like. Marissa stood at the center of it all, soaking it in, laughing loudly. Someone asked if I would really show up. She laughed. Please, she knows better. Then my car pulled up. I stepped out slowly. Calm. Steady. I could feel eyes on me immediately. Conversations faded. People stared. Not because of the dress, not because of the jewelry, but because I didn't look lost. I didn't look grateful to be there. I walked like I belonged, like I had always belonged. Marissa turned, and I'll never forget her face. The smile froze, then cracked. Confusion first, then fear. She walked toward me, trying to recover. "Wow," she said, voice dripping with fake sweetness. "You actually came." I smiled back. Not wide, not nervous, just enough. "You invited me," I said. Simple. Calm. She tried again. "I didn't expect you to dress like this." I looked her up and down, then back into her eyes. "Funny," I said. I could say the same. A few people nearby laughed quietly, not at me, at her, and that's when it shifted. An older man stepped forward, staring at me like he'd seen a ghost. Said my name. The real one. Asked if it was really me. Mentioned my parents, the work we used to do. The room went silent. Whispers spread like wildfire. People started connecting dots. Marissa stepped back, color draining from her face. She finally realized. I wasn't the joke. She was. Her husband looked at her confused, then angry. Asked what this was about. She tried to laugh it off. It was just a joke. He didn't laugh. Not even a little. "You tried to humiliate someone who's done more for this city than most people here," he said. His voice was low, controlled, dangerous. I stepped forward before it could go any further. Not to gloat, not to punish. I didn't come here to ruin anything I said. I came because people like me get underestimated every day, because we get reduced to our worst moment, our hardest season, and because dignity isn't something you give or take, it's something you carry. No one clapped at first. Then one person did. Then another. Until the sound filled the space. Marissa couldn't handle it. She dropped her bouquet and walked out head down, finally feeling what it's like to be watched, judged, exposed. As I left, people moved aside for me. Not because I was rich, not because I was powerful, but because they saw me. Really saw me, and that's the part that stays with you. So let me ask you something. How many people do we walk past every day assuming we know their story? How many times have you been underestimated, dismissed, or judged by the worst chapter of your life? Was Marissa wrong? Was I right to show up, or should I have stayed invisible? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think, because these stories aren't rare, they're just rarely told.